So here we have a classic Van Dusen single. And it seems like the bow deck here just has one little piece of tape on it. Other than that, it's pretty much intact. And then down into the wash box here, it's broken. Now, where the gunnels are here, it's almost impossible to bring that back to life. The gunnel's ripped right here, and this boat actually has a metal knee in it. I've never seen one with a knee in it like that. The tracks almost look like they're from a Don Aronico. Now, part of the stern deck was taken off and then replaced. Just a small section you can see right there. And the plug was missing. So I'm not sure really what the customer is going to want us to do on this. Looking at the cockpit here, even if we spent time to try and clean it, I don't think it would come up looking much different than it does right now. So now onto the hull of this boat, and although the hull is definitely structurally fine, it's got a lot of issues here. Now, of course, you can see where the dirt line is from the Schuylkill River, but you can see all the paint. And this boat has been painted. I'll show you in a second here. But one of the things is that when you try and sand two different materials that are two different bark holes, meaning hardnesses, it doesn't sand down evenly at all. And then what happens is that this boat is not cored. So when you when you sand, the hull is giving. I don't know if you can see that so much, but it gives, and it makes it difficult to sand it, because as you're trying to remove material, the boat is flexing. So now I can see, it's got a big scratch down the center of it, but the proof here in the pudding, you can see that this is the wash box. That's the original finish, and that's the way the boat comes out of the mold. It's actually an epoxy finish that they created for themselves. Now, you just look to the left of it and you can see where the paint has chipped off and it's damaged up here and really caked on here like crazy. And, more than likely that's the original wash box, because they're the pop rivets that they would do that. And even the knee here, you can see, that's the pop rivets, that's original stuff. And then you can see that this is broken here. It's kind of sharp, and that's actually difficult to fix, because trying to get stuff to fill in there and make it all smooth, it's tedious at best. It's easier to do a big hole. So the whole skin of the boat, the paint that was put on it, has started to peel, and this yellowish area here, it's better seen here, that is probably the original surface coat. Very, 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 very thin. As soon as you sand through that, you're into the Kevlar. When you're into the Kevlar, now it's just fuzzing up. And that's very difficult to deal with. So I'm not really sure what kind of dollars you want to spend on this thing. My advice is, unless this has some really extreme sentimental value, I'm not actually, if you wanted it back in pristine condition, I would send it back up to Composite Engineering, because I'm sure they may have done this on one of these older boats. This is a very old boat. I kind of think this is probably the 9th one they made, from the serial number and just some of the construction, what I can see, but I could be way wrong on that. If you even Scotch braided it to keep the sanding down, to get the loose stuff off, and even just put a coat of paint on it, I mean, it'd be like a 30. And a 30 means that when you're 30 feet away from it, it would look good, but as you get closer, it doesn't look so good. However, it would protect everything on here. So, I am not certain what you want to do. Dollar-wise, I have really, due to the nature of the skin here, and there's really not that much that needs to be repaired. I mean, there's a couple of rips. Again, there's a rip in the gunnel right there. I mean, you can do pretty quick and dirty stuff on that will work. It looks okay, but it's not totally smooth because you need to have some material on there to make the repair work. There's the other side of that ripped wash box. So you can see that goes, it's pretty big. And yeah, that's that. So we could always send this up to Van Dusen if you like. Or, you know, talk to them. You could send them the video, see what they would want to do. But I think you had thoughts of refurbishing this boat, but quite frankly, without putting a lot of weight on this thing, that'll be difficult at best. And again, trying to sand this stuff smooth, that's where it gets really, really difficult.